Fine dining at casual prices. We're back. My guest this morning is Dr. Annabelle Charbit. She's the author of A Life Lived Ridiculously. It's her first novel, and it's a story that takes a humorous look into the life of a girl with obsessive compulsive disorder and what happens when she gets involved with a sociopath. And we're having a serious discussion about OCD and having a sociopath in your life. Dr. Charbit, tell our listeners where they can get your book and how to contact you.
A Life Lived Ridiculously is available online at Amazon and Barnes & Noble in both ebook and print version, and you can also find it in stores at Barnes & Noble. And people are welcome to contact me through the website, which is ridiculouslife.net, or they can find me on Facebook under my name, Annabelle Charbit.
Thank you. The phone lines are open, 803-1520. 716 is the area code. If you have questions or comments on the topics that we're talking about, give us a call. And our Facebook page is available for your emails. Now, doctor, what should a person do if they encounter a sociopath or they have one already in their life?
Well, run. Run. Get out. There's nothing you can do. You can't change them. You can't reason with them. You can't love them back to life. These people, they're predators. It's their psychological makeup. It's in their brains. It's in their genes. All you can do is save yourself.
What's the difference between a sociopath and a narcissist?
That's a good question because many people ask it, and there is a difference. Not a big one, but nonetheless. Definitely both narcissists and sociopaths have the same lack of remorse and conscience, and they're both driven by the same need to dominate and control others. So neither of them are pleasant company. But the main difference is that the narcissist desperately needs others to validate him, whilst the sociopath doesn't care what others think of him.
Interesting.
So the narcissist has a fragile ego, no sense of self, and needs others to worship and admire him at all times.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, low self-esteem.
Yes, I suppose so, because it's like they need that kind of admiration. They need it like air. So they only surround themselves by people who will continually worship them and agree with everything they say.
What are the top 10 warning signs of psychopathic behavior? Can you tell us that?
Yes, so this is good. This is what all of us on the dating scene want to be aware of.
Okay.
So the first one is charisma and charm. Now, on its own, it's a great quality, but it's something you have to know about sociopaths because they are smooth talkers. They always have an answer. They are very exciting. They have great manners. So, they really blend into society very, very well.
And it's easy to be attracted to someone like that.
Of course, they are. I mean, they have all the great social skills. They're very presentable. They're fun. I mean, they will sweep you off your feet.
Right.
So, on its own, that's wonderful. But then you have to add in the other characteristics. So the next one is actually they can have an enormous ego. So they could literally be telling you, I'm the smartest, the richest, the most successful person around. They'll tell you, I run this company, I run that company, I'm on a covert government operation, and at the same time, I've got all this money, and I'm investing over here. And they literally sound like they're living 9 lives all at once.
Bragging.
So, yeah, absolutely. And this goes to the next one, which is it's all lies.
Okay.
So there's the enormous ego, but then if you dig deeper into some of their fantastic stories, you'll find that, as I mentioned before, it doesn't stack up.
Okay.
So they can't help lying. Sometimes they'll lie when they don't even have to lie.
Right.
They can't help it. It's just pathological.
Okay. All right.
So you definitely want to look out for that. Another thing you want to look out for is what we call pity play, which is they will appeal to your sympathy. So they'll come up with a sob story, whether it's an abusive childhood, a horrible ex, an incurable disease. My goodness, you wouldn't believe the amount of sociopaths who claim to have cancer. It's disgusting.
Oh, yeah. That makes the news lately. Women claiming to have cancer to get money for, other things, boob jobs and all kind of stuff.
It's awful. There was a woman very recently, actually, who claimed to have cancer so she could get money to pay for her wedding.
Wow.
That was all over the news.
Yes.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely vile.
Okay.
So yes, they will definitely use terminal illness or financial problems, and they will suck you in. That's actually how they begin their games. When if their aim is to bleed you dry of all your money, then they can certainly come up with wonderful sob stories about family members who are dying of all sorts and can't pay their medical bills, or I just need an extra bit of money because my company, it's just about to do really well, but I'm just short by a few $1,000s or hundreds of thousands.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have great stories. The other thing you want to look out for is they blame other people. So if they are ever confronted, it's not their fault. Nothing is ever their fault.
Oh, yes.
If they're caught red-handed committing a crime, they will convince you and themselves that somebody else made them do it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see you on video. That's not me.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. It's not me, or I did it because, and here's why.
Oh, sure.
So there's always a great excuse. It's always somebody else's fault that they have problems. I mean, there was actually a horrible case not too long ago on TV of a rapist who blamed his victims. They made him do it.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing. And these people will stand up and say that. I mean, I most of us could not. If we're caught red-handed, we just blush and we're horribly embarrassed.
Yes, yes.
With much lesser things.
Yes, yes.
So, I mean, it's just crazy. So that's one thing. The other thing is that it's called the Jekyll and Hyde personality, which is as you get to know them, you can find, this is some sociopaths, yes, some no, but some of them, one minute they're madly in love with you, and then the next minute they're angry, they're lashing out at you, they're blaming you for everything. So they have the personality that flips like a switch.
Okay.
So that's another thing you really want to look out for.
Okay.
Another thing is being overly attentive. So if you've been on 1 or 2 dates with them and they're already declaring their undying love, texting you, wanting to be with you all the time, telling you that that you shouldn't spend time with your friends and family. That's, again, you want to look out for that. If they want to move in with you after the 3rd date and marry you after the 4th.
Right, yeah, try to isolate you.
Yes, exactly. Isolating you, rushing you, because they're in a rush. They have an agenda, which is not dating you and loving you. The agenda is perhaps bleeding you dry financially or somehow humiliating you, some kind of dominance game. So they only have the eye on the prize. So you want to just slow down or stop and run. Either is good.
That's what to look out for.
The main things you really, really want to look out for.
Well, looks like we're getting towards the end of our show. Before we go, Doctor, one last word of advice from you. How can people protect themselves from human predators?
The best thing is information. I wish we were all so much more educated about what it means to be a sociopath. I didn't even know the meaning of the word until I actually experienced one myself. Nothing like the characters in my story, because, but it educated me. And because I was working in the field of neuroscience, I was able to spot it quickly. But most of us, and most people I've encountered and spoken with, especially online, and they learn the hard way, and really they suffer. Right,
and this is great information that you're putting out. Congratulations on your novel, and thank you so much for stopping by speaking with us. This has been very interesting and educational, Doctor.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me on the show. It's been absolutely wonderful.
We'll have you on again, and you have a wonderful day, Doctor.